Good afternoon, kids. I'd like to talk to you about W. W is what we're going to be doing when we're writing. These are things that I want you to keep in mind while we're writing. Who is the story about? And while I'm talking about this, I want you to take notes because these are the things that you're to keep in mind. The who. Who is the story about? What is the main idea? What happened? When did the story take place? Where did the story take place? These are all questions that you can answer when you're reading a story. Now, when you're reading a book, when you're reading a newspaper article, when you're reading nonfiction, when you're reading fiction, when you're reading something in science, when you're reading something in social studies, all of these things apply when you're reading. And I have a couple of things that I can apply these to. For example, The Pelican Brief, one of these books by John Grisham. These are all my books. Who is the story about? This book that John Grisham wrote is about a young lady in New Orleans, if I can remember right, who finds a conspiracy happening in Washington, D.C. And she writes a story about it, and it falls into the wrong hands. And this story is about that paper that she writes. So that's the main idea. It's about her paper that she wrote. That's the main idea. So the story is about a girl, and the main idea is about her paper and the trouble that it causes. So what happened? All the trouble that causes her and that paper that she wrote. So when did the story take place? This story takes place in present time, so in the 2000s, when the story was written in New Orleans, and it took place in New Orleans in the United States. So I've answered all those questions about this book. Another book, oh, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Oh, sorry, Max is here. Hello, baby. Look at the baby. It's a German Shepherd. This book is Thor. And who is the story about? It's about a dog. And what is the main idea? It's about a dog's life. So, just to give you an idea, it's about a dog's life, and it was captured in pictures. So what's the main idea? This story is about a dog's life. And what happened? It tells a story about the dog's life from birth until, dare I say it, its death. When did the story take place? It takes place in Germany. German Shepherd. What happened from the beginning until fun things, good things, bad things, mischievous things. Is that a German dog? Yes, all good things. And where did the story take place? In Germany. So again, all these things I want you to keep in mind while you're reading. So you should be writing these things down and keeping them with you so that when you're reading, you're making these connections, the W's. And then Eminem. Yes, I've actually tagged some of the things in Eminem's autobiography. I want to bring people together. Oh, that's not a good picture. Let's see. Shady. Alright, so who is the story about? Eminem. What's the main idea? It's his life story as he knows it. What happened? From his start, how he started, how he had ups and downs. When did the story take place? It took place in Detroit, Michigan, 8 Mile. It took place in the trailer park. It took place in the hood. It took place underground. It took place in California. Where did the story take place? It took place in his mind. It took place in other people's heads. It took place everywhere. this was a really good book. I really enjoyed reading this book. So my point is, if you can ask yourself these questions: who is the story about? What is the main idea? What happened? When did the story take place? And where did the story take place? If you can constantly ask yourself those questions about a book, about an article, about a movie, about a TV show, you're constantly thinking deeper than just watching. So make these notes. I'll give you a chance to write those down. And when I say who, what, where, when, I want you guys to be able to answer those for me. Okay? Thanks.